All right, let's get into it, and we're starting this week. We'll get to Lego Star Wars. So we'll get some more of that in a little bit, but we're going to start this week with Star Wars Celebration coming up in just over a month and a half over there in Anaheim, and I think we've been saying for the last couple of weeks that it's kind of all steam ahead. It's go 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 for Celebration, and that's really especially true this week because we've got the big panels, or at least three of the big panels, were all announced in the last couple of days. This is where we'll be getting some looks ahead at what's to come from Star Wars. So the big one, the one that will actually kick off the convention, is taking place on Thursday. This comes from StarWars.com. The headline is "Join Lucasfilm's filmmakers and special guests for a look at what's coming soon to a galaxy near you." And they say Star Wars Celebration returns in May, launching with a must-see showcase that will kick the weekend's festivities into hyperdrive. On Thursday, May 26th, Lucasfilm's current crop of live-action filmmakers will be joined by special guests to discuss the many Star Wars adventures coming soon, including Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, and The Mandalorian. So, I think it's safe to say Andor trailer. I think that seems like a safe bet.
Yeah.
Mandalorian sizzle reel. I'm going to say maybe a behind the scenes look, maybe a little quick teaser at season 3. We'll save Obi-Wan Kenobi for a second. I think maybe a quick look at The Acolyte. Quick look at Ahsoka.
Yes, please.
Either a quick look or an announcement of Grammar Rodeo. Maybe a little something for Lando. Maybe a little something for Rogue Squadron. I think that's about it.
And something we haven't heard of yet.
Yeah, well this is the thing, right? Like I spent far too long this past week going over this little announcement like with a fine-tooth comb, trying to figure out how excited should we get for this event. Is it like very, very excited, very, very, very excited? And I'm kind of leaning somewhere between very, very and very, very, very excited because they promise in this announcement, they promise Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, and The Mandalorian. So that alone is huge. If you just told me that there's going to be a panel that teases those three shows, that's huge. But it's this word that really, I think, elevates it, and it's the word including, which suggests there's more. So I kind of think that those will be the big three. Those will be the ones that will get the main headlines, get the main hype. But there's probably some other things. There's probably going to be some little other things that get the fans, get the people who are at Celebration really, really excited, and the people that are following along at home really, really excited for what's to come. But that's just one of the panels, just one that they announced this week. Also announced this week, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to talk The Mandalorian at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022. Also from StarWars.com, the makers of The Mandalorian are coming to Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022. StarWars.com is excited to announce that The Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau and executive producer Dave Filoni will make their first Celebration appearance since the premiere of the Disney Plus series. The panel called Mando Plus, a conversation with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, will take place Saturday, May 28th, and feature the duo along with special guests for a look back and a look ahead at what's to come. Mando Plus, is that them just being cute with the Disney Plus name?
No.
Or is there more to it?
No. This is the Mandoverse, which I don't know where that word came from. It just appeared and it's a thing now.
Yeah.
There's
a double entendre here.
Yeah, just like you have the Marvel Netflix subgroup going on that's just kind of off on its own thing. You have the Mandoverse subgroup of Star Wars stories where you would expect, at least we have two of them right now, Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian, that are connected. Ahsoka quite obviously is going to be related to that as well, since she had her backdoor pilot into both of those other shows. And then whether or not, I don't know if Rangers will ever get get out with a new
Cobb
cast.
Vanth. It's the Cobb Vanth show.
I mean, if it happens, then that one's in there too, and then who knows? They might add some more to that as well. So yeah, no, I think this is to talk about what Favreau and Filoni are doing in multiple series, not just The Mandalorian in that era.
See, I think what this panel is going to be is more focused on what we've already seen. I think this is going to be a focus on seasons 1 and 2 of Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. I think this is going to be their chance to tell behind the scenes stories, to show behind the scenes pictures, to talk about here's how we make the Baby Yoda puppet work. Here's some other, things like that. I think that's more what this panel is about. I think there'll be, hints and teases, and maybe they'll hold something back from the Thursday panel for this panel. They'll hold something back. But I don't think this, I don't think this is going to be the place. I don't think where we get big news about the other shows. I think we'll get tidbits. I think we'll get interesting stuff. I think they'll save one thing for us to do at this panel. And, maybe they'll talk about, their process for, creating this shared universe within the Star Wars universe. This Mandoverse. I think that could be. I think that could be part of it. But I think this is more a look back. This is because as Ben, as you pointed out in previous shows, there hasn't been a Mandalorian panel since 2019. Yeah. They've never had a chance to talk about Baby Yoda on stage. And I think this panel might as well be called the Baby Yoda Hour with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. I think that's more what this one's going to be. Speaking of people who have learned a lot from Dave Filoni, they'll be doing a panel because we've got another huge panel announcement, again from StarWars.com. Here's the headline: Fall in with Star Wars The Bad Batch at Star Wars Celebration. A cavalry has arrived at Celebration on Sunday, May 29th. Join host Dave Collins as he invites Star Wars The Bad Batch executive producers Brad Rao and Jen Corbett, who also serve as supervising director and head writer, respectively, story editor Matt Michnovitz, and actors D. Bradley Baker, The Bad Batch, and Michelle Ang Omega, to discuss highlights from the first season of the acclaimed series, as well as some exciting hints for what's to come in season 2. Ooh. Bad Batch panel with Omega herself, Michelle Ang.
And was it someone on the show or a commenter last week? I think it was talking about, I'm worried about Bad Batch season 2, and I wasn't worried until I heard that person talking. I'm like, what if season 2 doesn't happen? What if it's been shelved? What are they? And like seeing this announcement was like, yes, it's actually happening. This is great, and finally getting to meet Michelle Yang in person to be great.
Michelle Yang, yeah, and I think there's no mention of they do in the Thursday panel. They do say it's live action. That's their focus for the Thursday panel. So I don't think we'll hear anything about Bad Batch there. So this panel, as much as it might look back at season 1, we'll probably get a trailer for season 2, maybe a couple of clips. Hopefully a release date. I think that's the big one there. I think this is going to be another sort of can't miss panel for folks who love the Bad Batch. Yeah. I expect this one to feel like a Clone Wars panel in a lot of ways, just without the man in the hat. Although I suspect he'll make an appearance.
And here's the thing: I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, not to set unrealistic expectations here, but a lot of us thought that this show would be airing right around now. So, and maybe it could have, but because of the hype for Kenobi, they wanted to move it around a little bit, and you wonder if they have, they're probably definitely by the time that this panel is, they're going to have episode 1, I think, finished. So,
would hope so. Yeah,
I think that a screening of episode 1, the season 2 premiere of The Bad Batch, is definitely cards here.
That'd be a great ending for Celebration.
Yeah.
Because this is the last day. This is, you got to go out on a high note, and a sweet trailer, a release date announcement, and the premiere of the first episode. That's a pretty good closer. So we've got a big panel for Thursday, got a big panel for Saturday, big panel for Sunday. What's going on Friday? What's happening Friday?
Video games?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's going to be their moment. The video games are going to have their time in the sun on Friday. We'll get, and I hope they do basically the equivalent of the filmmakers panel, where it's not just a Jedi Fallen Order 2 panel. It's here's Jedi Fallen Order plus all the other games we're working on, and give everybody a chance to come out here and talk a little bit about what they're doing. So yeah, and I'm also hoping that somewhere in the schedule is going to be a conversation with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. Just somewhere.
Yeah.
Find a spot for it. Find a spot for it, please. Please.